Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On Par with Parish. As always, I'm your host, Parish Hodges, and tonight I have a very special guest. She's another one from my hometown of Forest City, Arkansas. Please welcome author Ashley C. Miller. Hi. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. So, you and I, we went to the same high school. I think you graduated in 2005. Did you graduate in 2005? Okay, so I graduated in 2006. So you were, a little bit older than me, but I feel like I remember you. Like your face is so familiar to me. So I feel like I remember you a little bit. So how did you get into, writing?
I've been writing since we were back in Forest City High School. But basically my main topics used to be boy band. So the hottest boy band at the time would be the topic of my subject. I used to let my friends and my classmates read them. They would tell me they're pretty good. And, it just pretty much stems from what I've done, growing up, writing plays, writing scripts, just writing for fun, basically.
I think growing up for us, the popular boy bands, I think in middle school it was NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and then as we got older it was B2K. That's all I can remember. I don't remember anybody else.
Right. Yeah. So really, what was that? What it may have been a WWE wrestler, whatever was hot at the time was basically what I was writing about. So
popular trends at the time, or popular people at the time. So do you still write about that, or you kind of have your own thing now that you like to write about?
Well, I'm grown now, so basically I got something a little different that I can write about. So basically it's about, life experiences. It's more so about what people go through day-to-day basis, just life in general. Being from an urban town myself, I've seen and witnessed a lot that I could actually write about. So that comes into play when it goes to writing my novels.
So your book, I Cry, You Cry, We Cry Together. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, that's another urban romance. With that particular book, it just stems from wanting to be more with your spouse, basically. And I want people to read it, so I don't want to give away too much. But it's basically wanting to be more with your spouse, and he's wanting to be more, but not technically with you. So, it's a down spiral there. And then other people come into the picture, and they're not really genuine. So it's a lot of betrayal and drama there. So that just all goes into, that particular novel, revenge, because I've been betrayed, so.
It sounds like it's a book that everybody can relate to because everyone has been through something like that, so.
Right, yeah. So, like I said, it's from experience.
So the characters' names, they're not very common names. I guess Noelle is somewhat common. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Is it
right?
Bimby and Kwasi?
Yeah. Actually, you got it right.
Oh, thank you. So how did you come up with those names?
Well, those names in the book, the plot goes from the United States to Jamaica. So it's urban fiction, it's going from one country to the other immediately. So you gotta read it. But those names are stemming from Jamaican names. So I wanted to relate those names to the locations that are in the book.
Ah, okay, gotcha. And I know you can't give away too much, but the main character, Noelle, she's so unlucky when it comes to love. Why is Noelle so unlucky in love? It's every guy she meets is again.
Right. So basically, again, that comes from experiences. I can't even say my own personal experiences, but it comes from experiences. How many times we as women have dealt with the guy we thought were the one, he ended up not being the one, and all along he was basically there for himself. You know, so unlucky in love, but again, that's where the revenge comes in. So yeah.
Especially when she met her Prince Charming and she thought everything was all good and it wasn't, but whatever. You know, you guys have to read the book because it's so like, I don't even have a word for it, but you just gotta read the book. So would you say, okay, once Noelle started noticing all these things and she starts getting her revenge, would you say she got carried away or was it justified?
Personally, no. So basically, she got carried away. Definitely carried away. Yeah, she got carried away.
But would you say like, so you think she got carried away, but I mean, did she really, after all she's been through?
Yeah, because in certain instances, two wrongs don't make a right. So she definitely got carried away. Mm-hmm. But in one instance, I'm like, you go, girl, you better get it. So, you know, it just depends on which part of the book you're referring to.
Yeah. Now, is this your first book?
It is my first book. I just finished the sequel to it. I had a lot of readers who was like, it shouldn't have ended like that. So I finished the sequel to it. It's actually going to be available for pre-order by next week and released in September. So yeah, it's the sequel called All Cried Out.
I was definitely going to ask you about a sequel because I was like, okay, this needs a sequel. You know what? You could even do like a prequel to talk about like Quasi and how he ended up living, you know, the life that he lives now and like the relationship with him and his father. You could do like a prequel book. See?
Right.
Ideas. There you go.
Hi, you're right.
So do you have any advice for aspiring authors?
Any advice I could give is just be you. So basically, like I said, I've been writing for a long time. And I was sort of afraid for others to actually witness, you know, my gem, my talent. So if I had any type of advice, is to be you. Somebody loves it. Somebody, you know, with less experience may just jump out there and get the same thing that is meant for you. So yeah, just do it basically.
So I know All Cried Out is about to come out. Are you already thinking about your next book or are you just kind of going to take a break for a while?
Yeah, this the sequel that actually is coming out within the next week. That particular book was like unexpected. So that's like my novel. I Cry, You Cry, We Cry Together was supposed to be like a standalone. It wasn't supposed to be anything more. So with that being said, I do think I want to go from a male's perspective at this point. So I'm gonna sit back, possibly do my own little interview with a male and actually just come back with another banger from a male's perspective. So it may take some time, maybe not.
I like that. And you know, you say this is supposed to be a standalone book, but it was just so good. Everybody kept asking for a sequel. So did that motivate you or did that make you nervous? Like, oh, I gotta get another book out.
A little bit of both. It motivated me because, okay, I must have done pretty good for my first novel and they want more. So now it's time to actually turn it up a notch. So it motivated me, but at the same time, it made me nervous because I'm like, okay, I have to make this one, you know, I have to make this one just as good as the first one. So it made me a little bit of pressure, but I can handle it. It's fine.
Now, down the line sometime, if someone approaches you and they're like, oh, I want to turn these books into films or onto TV shows, like, would you be down with that?
Would be down. Script writing is definitely another thing that I'm looking into. I honestly, personally think it could be a movie anyway. That's just, but yeah, I would definitely be down for that. That is something I.
And I know your books are on sale on Amazon. So how did you get your books on Amazon?
Basically, I did do self-publishing, so everything from the editing to the proofreading. So that's why it takes a little bit more time for me. I want it to be right, but from the editing to the proofreading, I did it all myself. I mean, I just did research and made sure that I just, how can I answer this? Understood the process for self-publishing on Amazon. Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going the self-publishing route, and I actually really like that because I know it can be really hard to find a publisher or a literary agent or anything. So I kind of like when people, take matters into their own hands and just do everything on their own. I feel like it's more rewarding that way.
Yeah, I mean, I had the opportunity to take my time, give the people I had no idea that I was actually going to do a sequel to this, but they wanted it. Me being a self-publisher, handling that myself, I was able to give it to them. No pressure from anybody but myself. So, yeah, that's a good thing with self-publishing.
I know you can't tell us much about it, but give us, a little bit about the sequel. Like, what are we going to read?
Well, we know how it ended between Quasi, Bimbe, and Noel. So, of course, we got to go back there. So we'll see how the father and son relationship plays out. We'll even see if Noel and Bimbe will last.
No.
And then let's not remember the plot that C and Noel picked up or made against Channing. So we definitely have to go back there, and it just awesome.
Oh my God. Well, you said this book was urban romance, but I feel like it could be also like, I don't know, because you never know what's going to happen. So it's kind of a little bit like mystery also.
Yeah, it could be like urban drama, urban suspense.
Yeah. Oh my God, it definitely could, because you never know what's gonna happen with this character or that character, or because it's crazy. That book was crazy, but in a good way. So for people who want to purchase your book, besides Amazon, where else can they purchase it?
You're actually able to go to my website. That's www.authorashleyc.com. So on there, you're actually able to purchase the paperback. So that'll be mailed out to you, as well as we have a little bit of merchandise on the website as well. So feel free to check that out.
I'm thinking about getting a Kindle. I've never had one. I don't know anyone who has one, but I'm thinking about getting that to, purchase my books and stuff. So I think it'd be good for me.
I love my Kindle. So I struggle with, am I going to write today or am I going to read? So that's my struggle. But
yeah. So do you have any last words, or is there anything that you would like to add?
Nothing, but just be on the lookout for the sequel. The pre-orders will be coming soon to the All Cried Out. Just be on the lookout for that, and I appreciate you.